Welcome back to Boson Buzz, where we explore the tools that are reshaping humanity's oldest craft, healing. I'm Monty Molecule. Today we're talking about a paradox at the heart of medicine. To get better at saving lives, doctors and scientists need to practice. But practicing on real people is, understandably, fraught with risk. A surgeon's first complex operation, a new drug's first human trial, these are moments where the price of learning can be unthinkably high. For centuries, the training grounds have been limited: cadavers, animal tests, and ultimately, that terrifying first real patient. But what if we could create the ultimate practice space? A space where the patient is infinitely complex, can survive any mistake, and presents every possible complication? A space that is, in every way, real, except it's made of data and light? This is the story of medicine's most important new colleague, the virtual patient. Picture a young neurosurgeon, Dr. Lena. Her hands are steady, her knowledge is vast from years of study. But tomorrow, she will perform her first solo surgery to remove a delicate brain tumor. The margin for error is microscopic. A slip of a millimeter could change a life forever. Traditionally, her final preparation would be reviewing scans and textbooks. It's like a pilot reading a manual about storms right before flying into a hurricane. She is as ready as she can be, but she has never truly flown this specific mission. Now, imagine she could. Imagine she walks into a room, puts on a visor, and is standing in a perfect, glowing simulation of her patient's brain. She can see the tumor, nestled among vital arteries and nerves. She can pick up virtual tools and practice the entire procedure, not once, but 10 times, encountering different challenges each time. This is the power of the virtual patient. It is a flight simulator for the human body. Building such a simulator is one of the most ambitious digital projects ever undertaken. It starts with the goal of creating a living digital twin of human physiology. This isn't a cartoon. It's a vast, interconnected mathematical model that obeys the laws of physics, chemistry, and biology. Think of it as the most sophisticated video game engine ever built. But instead of rendering dragons and castles, it simulates the flow of blood, the firing of neurons, the interaction of millions of proteins in a single cell. The goal is not just to make something that looks like a body, but something that behaves like one, down to the cellular level. To build it, researchers feed the system everything we know. They ingest data from millions of real patient scans, genetic profiles, and decades of medical journals. They use this ocean of information to train incredibly complex artificial intelligence models. These AIs aren't just storing facts, they're learning how the body works as a system. They learn that if you lower blood pressure with this drug, the kidneys will react in that way. They learn how a heart muscle cell contracts, how an immune cell hunts an invader, how a scar forms. The result is a dynamic, predictive model of human biology that can run on a supercomputer. It's a living textbook that can answer what-if questions we've never dared to ask in reality. Now, for Dr. Lena's brain surgery, the system springs into action. It takes her specific patient's MRI and CT scans. It doesn't just create a 3D model of the brain's structure, it populates it. Using its vast knowledge, it generates virtual blood vessels with realistic pressure and flow. It models the tumor's unique texture and density. It even simulates the soft, delicate surrounding brain tissue, which will deform and shift as she manipulates it. When Dr. Lena makes an incision in the simulation, the virtual tissues bleed, stretch, and react exactly as predicted by real-world physics and biology. The scalpel has virtual weight and resistance. The blood vessels pulsate with a simulated heartbeat. But the simulation goes deeper. The system can introduce complications. What if a hidden blood vessel is nicked? The simulation shows the bleeding in real time, and Dr. Lena must practice controlling it. What if the tumor is Lian to a critical nerve? She can practice dissecting it free, learning the precise tactile feedback of the virtual tools. She can fail and learn without consequence. The system tracks every move, providing a detailed report. Your hand tremor was low, your speed was good, but you applied too much pressure here. It is a personalized, hyper-realistic coaching session that builds not just skill, but muscle memory and confidence. The impact of this on surgical training is revolutionary. It shortens the learning curve dramatically and creates a generation of surgeons who are not just knowledgeable, but deeply experienced before they ever touch a living person. But the virtual patient's role is even more transformative in the world of drug discovery. Developing a new medicine is a decades-long, billion-dollar gamble. It starts in a lab, is tested on cells, then on animals. But animals are not tiny humans. A drug that works perfectly in a mouse often fails or causes dangerous side effects when given to a person. This is where the trial and error cost is measured in years, money, and sometimes lives. The virtual patient changes the game. Before synthesizing a single molecule, researchers can now design it digitally. They can input its hypothetical chemical structure into the virtual physiology model. The AI then runs a simulation. It models how the drug is absorbed in a virtual gut, how it enters the bloodstream, how it travels to the target organ, and how it interacts with the intended protein. Crucially, it also checks for off-target effects. Does the drug also weakly bind to a protein in the liver, potentially causing toxicity? Does it interfere with an enzyme in the heart, risking arrhythmia? The virtual patient can run through these scenarios in days, flagging potential failures that would have taken years and countless animal tests to discover. It turns the early, risky phase of drug development from a physical experiment into a computational one, saving immense resources and, most importantly, preventing human suffering from unsuccessful trials. The vision extends to personalized medicine. In the future, your doctor could create your own digital twin from your scans and genetic data. Before prescribing a treatment, they could test it on your virtual double. Would this specific chemotherapy be effective against your unique cancer biology? Would your heart tolerate this new blood pressure medication? Medicine moves from a one-size-fits-all approach to truly tailored predictive care. It's like having a copy of yourself in a test tube, ready to try out every option to find the one that fits you perfectly. Of course, the virtual patient is not a replacement for reality. It is a guide, a trainer, a filter. No model is perfect, and final validation in the real world will always be essential. But it massively de-risks the journey. It acts as a bridge between the lab and the living room, the textbook, and the operating theater. It allows us to explore the infinite complexity of human biology in a space where the only cost of failure is a reboot, and the only limit is our imagination. It turns the sacred high-stakes art of medicine into a practice where we can rehearse perfection. From the high-stakes gamble of a first incision to the safe, digital exploration of a million possible treatments. That's the profound gift of the virtual patient. It provides a sanctuary for mastery and a sandbox for discovery, all within the glow of a screen. It represents a future where doctors are better prepared, medicines are safer from the start, and healthcare becomes deeply personal. We are learning to rehearse the art of healing, so that when the curtain rises on real life, the performance is flawless. If the idea of a digital twin that makes medicine safer and smarter fills you with hope, please help Boson Buzz continue sharing these visions. Give this video a like and subscribe for more glimpses into a healthier, more prepared future. I'm Monty Molecule. Until next time, have a safe and curious week.